If you've ever struggled with fueling properly as an athlete, felt pressure about having to need to look a certain way, or been confused about how much you really need to eat, this video is for you. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Kaylee, a 17-year-old distance runner and baker, and I'm also gluten-free, and that has caused some problems for me in my life, which is why I love to bake and share gluten-free recipes with you guys, but also it has caused some problems for me as a runner, as an endurance athlete, and I wanted to get on here and share some of those with you guys today. On this channel, I love to share gluten-free recipes and my experiences as a runner. And recently, I've been dealing with some health problems that have affected my running that are related to me being gluten-free. When I started this channel back in July of 2024, which was like 8 months ago, I was coming out of a hip fracture from running really high mileage, 40 miles per week, and not allowing proper recovery times after my runs. And I went in for x-rays and everything, and the doctor was kind of concerned about REDS, or REDS, or relative energy deficiency in sport. And basically that is where you're an athlete and you're not eating as much calories as you should to support your training, and that can lead to bone health issues, feeling tired all the time, recovery issues, stress injuries, things like that, and that's not good. More recently, I've been dealing with malabsorption, and that is probably related to my being gluten-free, and just issues with nutrition and eating enough. And I want to make it clear that I do not have an eating disorder. I've never had an eating disorder. I had no concept really of calories and what I was burning versus what I was consuming. And my doctor noticed at my last physical that I was really, really underweight for my height. I'm only 4'10", but I was pretty underweight for my height, and that I had lost a little weight without even trying. I have recently upped my training, and I've just been eating the way I've always kind of ate, and eating the way that, like, I'm gluten-free, and a lot of gluten-free foods are not very high in calories, and I didn't realize until I actually started tracking my calories that I was not getting enough. I completely didn't realize that I wasn't eating enough calories to support my training. I didn't realize how much I was burning. I didn't realize that as a teenager already, you kind of need more calories because you're still growing. I didn't realize any of that, and that is why I wanted to make this video. I wanted to share my experience with you guys, and I wanted to advocate for just general knowledge of really knowing how much you need to eat, how much calcium and protein and carbs. Carbs are so important. I wanted to advocate and make this video to share with you guys to hopefully to help people who might be in a similar situation, because I know a lot of gluten-free people have trouble gaining weight, and kids especially. It's really hard, and I just wanted to share my journey, so let's get into it. So I want to mention that I like to post what I eat in a day videos because I've gotten a lot of comments asking, I've gotten parents asking, I've gotten other kids asking, hey, what do you eat at school? What do you eat for dinner? What do you eat because you're gluten-free? And so I love sharing with you guys my favorite gluten-free bread, my lunch meals, what I love to eat for dinner, gluten-free snacks I love. I absolutely love sharing that because I love helping other gluten-free people because I know how much it sucks. Now, recently, I have gotten comments on my What I Eat in a Day videos of people being like, oh, you're not eating enough, or straight up accusing me of having an eating disorder. And I do not have an eating disorder. I want to make it really clear that the truth is I was underfueling, but unknowingly, and I didn't even realize it, and that's why I'm working so hard with my doctor, with a registered dietitian, to make the necessary changes and get what my body needs. And now that I know, I do feel a lot better, and I do hope that my what I eat in a day videos are better, and that people don't say that I wasn't eating enough, because I really didn't realize it, you guys. Now let's get into my story a little bit. I have some notes on my phone, so if you see me looking down, that's why. I just want to make sure I get all the accurate information. So, when I was born, my mom said I was never on the charts. I had a lot of really bad allergy and stomach problems as a baby, hence why I am gluten-free. And I was never on the growth charts up until I was about 10 years old, and even then I was less than the first percentile. So I've always been really, really naturally small. I have reached my adult height. I'm 4'10", and I'm just small in general. But a few months ago, I started losing weight, and not a lot at all, just like 2 pounds, without trying. But my doctor is a great doctor, and she noticed that. She noticed that in combination with the fact that I am a runner, that I am gluten-free, and that I recently had a hip stress fracture. And she started looking deeper into what was happening. I didn't really have any other symptoms, but my resting heart rate is naturally lower because I'm an athlete, so it sits at like 55 to 58 beats per minute. Normal is like 60 to 100, but my doctor tested it, she listened, and she said that that is normal for an athlete, so that's good. I'm going to be honest, I have never started my period. I have already been diagnosed with delayed puberty and stuff, but she wanted to look into the fact that I'm 17 and a half and have not had a period, but it runs in my family, so that wasn't a huge concern. And then she started asking me about what I was eating, and I told her, and I thought I was eating enough, but she told me to start tracking my calories, and with my dad's help, I started doing that, and I actually started tracking, and I realized I wasn't eating enough, and not drastically. I was only eating about 1,600 calories a day, and that wasn't close to fueling my body properly, and I am kind of mad at myself for it, but I really didn't know, and that's why I think people should be educated, especially athletes, on proper calorie needs and what a calorie actually is, because I really didn't know. And you guys, your body is like a car. If you don't give your car gas, it's not going to go. And so, So basically, I got referred to an endocrinologist, which is a hormone doctor, and I just went, and she thinks I do have RED-S, which I did a video on that a few months ago. I'll link it in the description below. But RED-S stands for Relative Energy Deficiency in Sport. It happens when an athlete isn't getting enough fuel for how much they're training. And it can affect everything from energy to hormones to bone health to recovery. And it can lead to low energy levels, struggles with recovery, weight loss despite eating more, and things like that. So my endocrinologist recommended that I stop running until I gain some weight, which I have been eating a lot more. I've been eating like 2,200 to 2,500 calories a day. I've been adding lots of nuts, seeds, nut butters, butter, sauces, sugar. Heck, to get extra calories, I eat spoonfuls of frosting. I'm not even kidding, guys. And I am still struggling to put on weight. So my endocrinologist recommended that I get a full blood panel to check my thyroid levels and estrogen and stuff like that. And so now I am on calcium supplements. I am not running until I gain a little bit of weight, and I'm only doing strength training to make sure that my bones and muscles stay strong and to put on muscle mass for the time being. I do want to acknowledge that a lot of people say that runners think being lighter will make them faster, but I've never thought that, and I want you guys to know that being lighter and being small doesn't make you faster. Being strong makes you faster, and there's a difference. And another thing too that is super frustrating is, like, people always comment on my body, and I feel like that's kind of unfair because like I said, I've been small my whole life, and I can't really control it. And you always hear about fat shaming, and I don't think that's a good thing either. I'm not trying to say that fat shaming isn't a hard thing to deal with, but no one ever talks about skinny shaming because a lot of people, I think, kind of just assume that just because you're small or just because you're petite means that all of your problems are magically solved, but it's really not that way. And I get bullied a lot by kids, by teachers, by just people who they always comment, they always say really mean things that I'm not going to go into detail on, but I think that's another side of the issue that is really hard. And I think that no matter your body size, we shouldn't shame other people for how they look when really you can't control it and you never know what someone is actually dealing with. So, you know, it's really funny because if you notice, I'm 17, but I actually look like I'm like 10. As I said before, I've been this way forever, but my family and I actually joke because I have a dog named Bucky. He's a mini dachshund, wiener dog. I'll find a picture of him. Okay, so yeah, here he is. If you've been following my channel, you know a lot about him, but we actually joke because he's a mini wiener dog, but he's also the runt, so he is really tiny. He's fully grown and only 8 pounds, and we joke that, like him, I'm the runt, even though I'm actually the oldest in my family, so that's just kind of funny. So here's how I'm working to fix my situation for now. For the time being, until I put on weight, I am not going to run, and it is really, really hard mentally, especially with my senior year of cross country coming up. But I'm working with my cross country coach, with a registered dietitian, with my PCP, with an endocrinologist to get me back to where I can run. And I am doing strength training. I'm making sure that I'm in a calorie surplus every day. I'm eating more almond milk to get extra calcium. I'm on supplements, again, for extra calcium because with being gluten-free, celiac disease, malabsorption is a thing. So if you're gluten-free and if you're an athlete and if any of this sounds like you, please go get checked out because you want to make sure that you're able to run and work out and be active in the long term, not just now. Like my cross-country coach said, right now, the teen years are informative times of building bone density and stuff like that, and you don't want to mess it up for the rest of your life. I have also added more carbs. I'm eating a lot of cookies. I love golden Oreos. Those are my favorite thing. I've been making little homemade protein balls that are delicious and have a lot of calories in them. So if you want that recipe, let me know because I will definitely make a recipe video for my gluten-free protein balls. Strength training is very important for runners, regardless of if you're dealing with RED-S or not. You need to do strength training. I have not been doing strength training ever since before I got hurt, and I've been running for 4 years, and that was probably a mistake. I really need to do strength training, especially because I'm double jointed, but now more than ever I'm focusing on strengthening my body before focusing on being fast. Giving up running, even temporarily, has been one of the hardest things for me, but I know that if I don't fix this now, I won't be able to run the way I want to in the future. And I hope that this serves as a message to others and brings awareness to these problems because I feel like they're not talked about often enough. I feel like eating disorders are talked about a lot, but simply dealing with these problems but not having an eating disorder isn't talked about. And fueling properly as an athlete isn't talked about. And I want more people to know that, you're not necessarily alone in this situation. So I hope that I can help you guys. If you're an athlete and you're struggling with low energy, injuries, unexplained weight changes, please pay attention to it. It's not just about performance, it's about long-term health. I'm still working through this, but I know that taking care of my body now will make me a stronger runner in the long run. If you're going through something similar, you're not alone. So let's start a conversation. In the comments below, if the video allows comments, because YouTube turns it off all the time because I look like I'm 10, but share this video, get the message out there because I want to reach as many people as I can with this. If you've ever struggled with fueling or health as an athlete, or especially someone gluten-free, even if you're not an athlete, drop a comment below. Follow my journey. I will keep you guys updated as always. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you can stay with me on my journey. And let's keep this talk going because I think this is a really important issue, and it's been really hard for me. I'm gonna be honest. I've cried. It's been hard, and so I want you guys to know that you're not alone if you have been dealing with something like this. And I just wanted to share my story with you guys. I hope it helps somebody. Please remember to like and subscribe for more gluten-free goodness. And I hope to see you in the next video. Alright, I'm going to keep the gluten-free recipes and share reviews coming. Stay tuned, you guys.